Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Boeing debuts their first 737 MAX 8. The Blue Angels announced their airshow schedule for the next 2 years. Airbus seems to be taking more orders than Boeing. I'm Bree Cross. It's December 10th, 2015, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Thousands of Boeing employees in Renton, Washington celebrated the completion of the final assembly of the first 737 MAX 8 earlier this week. The freshly painted 737 MAX 8, named the Spirit of Renton, was revealed to employees in a special teal version of the Boeing livery. After celebrations are complete, the airplane will undergo pre-flight preparation in the factory before departing for Renton Field to continue flight test readiness. The airplane is on track for first flight in early 2016. 4 aircraft will be involved in the test program, and with the second and third 737 MAX 8 test airplanes currently in final assembly and the fourth in subassembly, the 737 MAX remains on track for first delivery to launch customer Southwest Airlines in the third quarter of 2017. Any air show is great, but when you have a major military jet display team, such as the U.S. Navy Blue Angels, as part of the show, it adds to the excitement and the attendance. If you happen to be a fan of the Blue Angels, and who isn't, you'll be able to plan ahead because they have just released their performance schedule for 2016 and 2017. Next year, the Blue Angels have 34 confirmed shows on the schedule, with 2 open weekends in August. They will start the season March 12th at Navy Air Facility, El Centro, California, and end with the traditional homecoming in Pensacola, Florida on November 11th through the 12th. The 2017 schedule includes 35 dates, including EAA AirVenture in Oshkosh on July 29th and 30th. So will the Blue Angels be performing near you in the next 2 years? Be sure to check out their website for their complete schedule. After the break, is Airbus winning the airliner battle?
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
The KSN 770 is an affordable, WAS-enabled integrated MFD with a flexible hybrid user interface from Bendix King. Get your fingers on the 770's perfect blend of touchscreen and hard buttons. Easily control your GPS navigation, Navcom, weather, traffic, and terrain in any condition. For more information, go to bendixking.com.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
AML's patent-pending wireless induction charging system eliminates confusion over those charging cables, cuts down cockpit cable clutter, and allows you and your passengers to fly cordless and eliminate the cable nightmare. www.aviationmodificationleaders.com.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, our website or podcast, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. In the marketing battle between Airbus and Boeing, it looks like Airbus will be Boeing for new airplane orders in 2015 and by a significant number. The blog ondair.net reports that Airbus has booked 850 firm orders for 2015 compared to 568 for Boeing. In Boeing's latest report, it indicated that there had been 8 new orders for Boeing 737s from, quote, undisclosed customers, but also reported 8 cancellations for the same airplane. Overall, Boeing reported its gross plane orders at 655 for the year against 87 cancellations. Airbus's numbers were buoyed by an announcement last week of an order for 45 A320neo and 15 A321neo airplanes to Chinese discount carrier Spring Air, valued at about $6.3 billion. It's reported that China is expected to be a major customer for single-aisle airplanes from both plane makers in the next 20 years, but for now, according to this report, Airbus is winning the order book competition. It's Thursday, which means that it's time for an Aero Community Update. However, today our report is not about a member of the Aero community, it's about the Aero community itself. The Aero community is what we call our Airborne Partnership Initiative. The Airborne Partnership Initiative is a plan developed by ANN CEO and Editor-in-Chief Jim Campbell to build a synergistic, industry-wide aviation aerospace news program. Our aim is to grow this program to include a significant portion, if not a majority, of the aviation world's pivotal organizations, interests, and viewpoints. However, to make this happen, we can't do it alone, and that's where the word partnership comes into play. Our intent is to make this a collaborative effort by choosing to partner with the best and brightest among aviation's organizations, communities, and other pivotal entities. By doing this, Airborne can help to build a bigger, better, more comprehensive audience for all things aviation and also start to make a dent in getting solid aviation news and information produced in formats and venues where it has not had the greatest exposure outside of the aviation spectrum. By working together in a partnership, we can offer a unified front to the rest of the world, aviation and non-aviation alike, which will yield a more organized and professional view of aviation to all those viewing it through the auspices of Airborne Unlimited. The Aero community members we present every Thursday in our Airborne Unlimited program are the heart of the Airborne Partnership Initiative. After these messages, will jetpacks be adding to the smog in Beijing?
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Now certified, Aspen Avionics single-band ADS-B ATX100 and ATX100G transceivers are the next-gen ADS-B solution that provides the features pilots need while keeping flyaway costs low. Check it out now at aspenavionics.com.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip with integral backup battery. Safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. It looks like the Martin Jetpack will be coming soon to Hong Kong. The company said that its Hong Kong-based joint venture company, Guangqi Martin Jetpack Limited, has signed 3 agreements for a total of 100 manned jetpacks and 20 simulators. Among the FAA's main priorities is to keep all users of our national airspace safe. To accomplish this, the FAA has issued an updated advisory circular addressing the issue of ground-based obstruction heights and lighting requirements. The Royal Flying Doctor Service in Australia has enhanced its operation in 5 Beechcraft King Air aircraft by equipping them with Astronix MaxViz 1400 enhanced vision systems. These aircraft operate during day, night, and in obscured visibility across southeastern Australia. Atlanta's DeKalb Peachtree Airport will transform into a World War II airfield September 24th and 25th, 2016. A squadron of vintage military aircraft from across the U.S. will descend on the former Navy training base to celebrate the 3rd annual Atlanta Warbird weekend. The tiny town of DeWitt, Michigan has written regulations regarding the operation of unmanned aerial vehicles. It appears they have joined with others that can't wait for the FAA to establish federal rules governing the use of UAVs. Well, that's our trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. As the NextGen navigation system is being implemented, the FAA is using this capability to revise airport instrument procedures to increase efficiency and safety. However, according to Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton, it appears that noise abatement is not part of the formula. Congresswoman Norton, who represents the District of Columbia, is a senior member of the House Aviation Subcommittee. She has authored a letter to the chairs and ranking members of the House and Senate Appropriation Subcommittees with jurisdiction over aviation in a renewed effort to address late-night and early morning airplane noise. She said in part, quote, "In conversations with colleagues, I have learned that airplane noise is not a DC-only issue. Many communities across the country, like those here in the district, are suffering from new and outrageous airplane noise during sleeping hours as a result of the FAA's new NextGen flight paths," end quote. Congresswoman Norton is urging for legislation that will require the FAA to include noise abatement considerations when revising instrument procedures in the airport environment. Well, that's our program for today. Remember to get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. Please join us and a growing roster of over 100 outstanding industry associations and organizations every weekday for the best in aviation and aerospace news from the staff of the Aero-News Network, the aviation world's most comprehensive news and information resource.